We'll move away from that. Let's do a bit of politics because the new patriotic party, the NPP, has officially weighed in on the ongoing controversy surrounding a viral video in which gold-balled CEO Sammy Gyamfi is seen presenting a bundle of dollars to self-styled evangelist Nana Agrada. While some members of the party, particularly within parliament, have already condemned the act and called for sanctions, the party at the national level broke its silence on Tuesday. The NPP described the gesture by Sammy Gyamfi as opulent and ostentatious. Now, to shed more light on this developing story, we are joined by the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed. Welcome to CNR.
Thank you.
So yesterday, the minority, spoke about this, demanding that sanctions be taken against Sammy Gyamfi. Today, you have spoken as a party on the same issue. Prior to that, there were other leading members in the party and your members speaking against it. It's been a couple of days. This issue broke out over the weekend. Nothing has come out of it. You think anything will be done about it at all?
Thank you very much. I would like to say good evening to your cherished viewers and yourself. I think that the NPP is not asking for too much when it comes to the issues of accountability. We were in this country when the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, put out a code of conduct to streamline and to look at the work of political appointees. And whilst he puts this out, there are measures in there that ensures that political appointees must exercise restraint in certain areas where they go. Even if you look at morally, and looking at our environment, this is something that is not being allowed. Also looking at what happens to our laws of the land with respect to money laundering and foreign exchange handling. So these are matters that all of us has to look at. And also, if you look at the ball game, not long ago, the same person was at the neck of other individuals who were perceived and others who have even reported monies that were stolen within their houses to the police appropriate agencies. He was calling on the agencies to act swiftly and to arrest, and people should resign from their positions, quoting the same section 1 of the money laundering, that is Act 1044. Portions of that were quoted to buttress the point that government should act and the president should be very decisive. Even though we know that the sitting president is indecisive, we boldly call him out to use this one as a test case because he indicated in his own code of conduct and at page 9 that he's going to make sure that strictly he applies the rules as it is on public officers who are found to go against the ethics or the conduct that he has put through. So if you check section 1.2 of the Code of Conduct, Sammy Gyamfi was required to manage his personal affairs in a manner that withstands the closest public scrutiny, under and also under section 1.3 of the Code of Conduct that was put out by His Excellency the President. He was to take reasonable care to maintain the integrity and reputation of the office he occupies. So the act that he put across, it is not in conformity with what is supposed to be, a very clear variance with what the Code of Conduct is. And that is why we are calling on His Excellency the President to act in this particular manner.
Okay, I'm reading from some of your critics. They argue that the NPP code lacks the moral high ground to speak on ethical conduct, citing some questionable actions during your time in government. How do you respond to that? They say you have no right to be questioning what is going on during your time in government. Worse things were done. You didn't talk about code of ethics because you also had one, even it was not publicly launched. There were issues of legality, there was issues of criminality, wrongdoing. We didn't see the party and some top members question that at the time. For example, that of Cecilia Deapa, if you look at the amount of money seen in the house compared to what Sammy Gyamfi is doing.
If you look at the example, because I was waiting to get an example that they will cite that will put us in a manner that we lack the morality or credibility to speak about such matters. I'm happy that they are citing that of Cecilia Dapa. These are clear two different things altogether. This is somebody who has worked for close to 40 years, married to somebody who is an international architect, who has made a lot of money from this particular architect business. And she became a member of parliament, became a deputy minister, became a minister. And she has done a well-established woman, over 40 years of service.
So it was okay to find that amount of money
and what happened here is
and
that it was not an example of opulence. It is not a display of money. Her case was that money in her house was stolen. She went to report on a missing or theft in the house. And she reported that to the police. So investigation ongoing, then this information came out. People called on the special prosecutor to act. The special prosecutor went in and came back to report to the good people of Ghana that they have not found anything against the woman, either by way of procurement breaches or any money laundering or any other act that was put against this particular woman. So the same force that was done to Cecilia Dapa, we are calling on the special prosecutor and His Excellency the President to act. In our case, there has always been a code of conduct or, for public officers, and that applies to civil servants, all the public service institutions. But in this particular case, a specific code of conduct is established by the President himself, aside what the public service code of conduct and ethical procedures are put through. So if the President is so minded and thinks that we must measure his appointees per the code of conduct, then this is a clear test case of Sammy Gyamfi, because he's the same person. Not long ago, even the Madame Tokono, he said that for spending dollars outside the country or spending dollars on, and you are displaying dollars. And clearly, it is something that we are very much worried about. And you see,
have you never given dollars out to your supporters?
Dollars, I don't have it.
You don't have a dollar account?
I don't have.
You don't have a dollar account?
I'm saying that I don't have. That's what I've answered.
Okay, so yes. You don't have a dollar account.
I don't even have the dollars.
Would it have made any difference if he had doled out cedis instead of dollars?
It is still opulence. And you see,
you giving money to citizens, your friends, your party members, that's opulence.
You don't come
when you meet them out.
You don't like the way in manner that is being done.
Was it deliberate or somebody caught him on camera?
No, it was deliberate.
He was
so excited. He was so excited. This is somebody who has not received a single salary yet. He has not received salary.
He's a lawyer. He had
Have you ever heard him going to run a case for some, or even a law firm that he works for? We all know that in opposition he was working for.
In opposition he was unemployed.
He's now a public officer. He must be investigated.
Okay.
Because we know that the institution that he's working under is the institution that we are using the gold reserves to be able to support our city, and so that we do exchange. And that was the same thing that we're doing in government with the gold for oil exchange. So if such a person who is supposed to be handling an institution that is going to protect the city by way of making sure that dollar usage is being minimized and the gold is used for an exchange or being used to convert into that, such a person is holding dollars and spending. That is going to also affect the performance of the city.
The $800.
Because speculation is very key when it comes to monetary performance. And we need to keep this particular act. And that is why we are calling on for investigation. Probably there should be a suspension, or he should just resign, or he be sacked. So that at least, in the case of Cecilia Dapa, she was asked to resign.
Okay, so I think that's what you guys have been saying, or to resign, be sacked, or dismissed. Okay.
Yes.
Let's come to your party. I mean, since Kennedy Ejapon withdrew from the thank you tour, it appears that momentum has died down. How is it going? That's the case, isn't it? I don't think it's the case. It's not the momentum. Probably the presence of him
was coming up with so many competing interests.
Okay.
For him as a person, decided to withdraw from it, citing a number of examples for him. And I know he's a senior member of our party. He has the right to withdraw. But in this particular circumstance, the thank you tour was specifically made for the National Party and the immediate past flag bearer of the NPP. So the absence of any other individual cannot stop the organization or the processes of the thank you tour. So it was an invitation that was extended by the party to them to join. And you know, once we were done with the contest for the primaries, we now have a candidate. And in that particular instance, it was only the candidate we went in for. We went in with for the elections. So once we are going to thank the people and thank God for all that He has done for us, even though we did not win the elections, it is obvious that the flag bearer will be the face. So if the flag bearer is the face and we are going and there has been competing interests here and there, and he thinks that in his own mind, in his own personal view, if he decides to recuse himself or to take a back seat and allow the process to go as it has been in the previous past, I don't think that there is something that we have to say against Honorable Kennedy or Hina Japan. So the momentum has not died. I have been part of the process in the 5 northern regions. People were very happy to receive the party and the former flag bearer. I had the opportunity to, well. Yes, it's going on well.
But we understand Dr. Bawumia will be out of the country briefly. Since he's a focus, him and the party proper, that tour would be put on hold whilst he goes away. Or you continue,
right? Once he's not there, the thank you tour cannot continue because he's the face.
Yes.
Even the General Secretary is also going to be out. They are going for International Democratic Union's meeting outside the country. They will be back and will continue from Eastern region.
Do we know the dates that
by next
resume
week?
In
by
Eastern
next week Monday, they will all be back. And then we'll begin from there again with Eastern region. Then we move to Greater Accra, and then we'll conclude with Central region.
My time is up, but quickly, the review of your constitution, how is it going?
It's going on well. Meetings are being conducted at the Kokomlimli office. The committee is sitting there. We have received all the proposals that people have put through. First is the Microquays committee's recommendations that were made with respect to amendment. Second is the 2021 amendment that were inconclusive. And then the third is the invitation per Article 19 of our party constitution for people to bring in proposal. So all these things is being put together. They will prepare it and submit to the General Secretary by way of motions, and the General Secretary will submit at Congress in July.
Thank you so very much. We call you Prof here. We know why we call you that. But thank you so much. Haruna Mohammed is Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, joining us, giving us the party's take on the dollar scandal around Sammy Gyamfi, as well as some internal developments in the party.